You know, if you're coming from a particular community that is like told you, that has mischaracterized my position, and then I tell you like with evidence that that is not the case, does that make you reconsider? And what have you done? I don't know. I try to do my very best with the limited amount of power that I have and the limited amount of influence that I have. I try to use that for good, try to educate people, help them understand the situation on the ground, help them recognize that in domestic politics, who is actually responsible for the pain that they experience, where American priorities are. I've set up numerous fundraisers that have totaled more than $3 million for numerous Palestinian organizations, aid organizations that are actively working on the ground. You know, I try my best, and it's simply not enough. Okay, it's simply not enough. Wait, what? Lemafeo, in your $1 million home, educate equals encourage people to not vote. Good job, bro. I wonder where this chatter is coming from. I can't tell. Considering that I spent 45 minutes publicly voting on camera and have very consistently talked about the importance of voting in general, I'm going to go ahead and say that you're probably watching YouTube videos where people are telling you that that is my perspective. Yeah. On the night of the election, we also asked eligible voters who they voted for. And apparently this screenshot, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, other. Almost 80% of the community voted for Kamala Harris, understandably. And there were Trump supporters in there as well. Not every single person in this community is a Democrat, remember, especially on election night. You love taking the bait. I try to correct the record to the best of my ability because I always know that there's new people in here, and I don't want them to also be duped by outright lies. Ethan is saying you voted for Jill Stein. Prepare for that to be the new headline. That's amazing. You know what's really funny about all this shit? I'm sure there's a compilation out there of me literally ripping into Jill Stein over and over and over and over and over again. Like there are, yeah, I call Jill Stein a grifter. I debated chatters who kept yelling at me because I wouldn't advocate to vote for Jill Stein. It's so funny that people would much rather passively consume this content and my commentary from someone who has not watched it and has only seen the clips and is using this to smear me, rather than just actually coming to the political commentator and being like, hey, I don't know what your perspective is, but why you mustn't vote for Jill Stein and you definitely shouldn't vote for Donald Trump. That's the title of this video. Okay, there's a fan channel that clipped it. Yeah, he's framing this Trump Gaza news around you and how it's your fault.
I feel like you can absolutely say that this is the fault of people like Hasan.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. I too look at a that is occurring and think to myself, how can I make this about a person that I feel slighted by as an individual? That's what I say. I'm done. We got to stop. We're putting a ban on these idiotic Ethan clips, please. Like it's baby shit. It's for babies. You are a baby. Over and over. Bro made his whole personality an r/destiny hallucination. I know. Oh God. Hasan, if I was you, my ego would be through the roof. He's so obsessed with you. No, dude. I want him to be well, okay? This is clearly not well. The difference between you and Ethan is that he doesn't allow dissidents on his podcast unless you pay for it, whereas your chat is open to the public. You are constantly on the defense from people who don't have to give up anything to comment on your live stream. Even if I wanted to go and try to spell some of the lies in his chat, I would be having to give money to a person. Oh my God, I'm completely in the dark right now. I have to fix this situation. Hold on. I'm going to put the curtains up. You really seem to like the sound of your own voice. I am a professional political commentator. God, you're such a cornball. How can you take yourself seriously in that turtleneck? Your opinions are worthless. Your small percentage of stands that follow what you say don't matter in the real world. You are a cornflake, Hasan. Your views are so out of touch with reality. It is scary. I feel bad for everybody that listens to this puke. Lol, professional. It seems like you're very mad, but I don't know if you're just mad about me or if you're mad about something that's going on in your own personal life that you're so upset over my sartorial choices. I hope you get better though. The people deserve to be mad at you. What the f***? You had big influence and chose to go against Kamala. You made people vote for Jill Stein. You kept shitting on Kamala. I like that the new talking points have been ordered by the people. Let's see. This is from a fan channel from November 4th, 2024. The stream is from November 4th, 2024. But I have echoed this sentiment numerous times. Why you should not vote for Jill Stein and especially not for Donald Trump. Now that you've actually seen that that was my take, will you reconsider? Will you watch? Will you understand that you were duped? Will you maybe get mad at the person who duped you? Or will you continue on your conquest?
It is legitimately ridiculous that you just rally every 4 years instead of campaigning all of the other times when you should be campaigning. And yes, I do think that she is a grifter. That's it. That's how I feel about it. That's why I don't usually talk about it. It's fine if you want to vote for her. You know, she went to the Palestine protest. It was like one of the few instances where she actually was, like even before this election cycle. TSA and working
Oh my God. Why isn't it loading?
families have done more for people than Green Party done in their entire history besides take money away. Yeah. Like there are places, if you are very serious about like.
I'm losing my mind. Anyway, you can go watch the video on your own time if you want to. The people deserve to be mad at you. What's really weird about it is like my views on this stuff are not sheltered or hidden. It's pretty out there in the open for those who choose to seek it out. Like it's not something that I hide, you know? It's something that I have talked about quite a bit. So if you're coming from, you know, if you're coming from a particular community that has like told you, that has mischaracterized my position, and then I tell you like with evidence that that is not the case, does that make you reconsider your allegiances? Do you maybe feel like you might have been misguided? Or are you simply angry in this instance and looking for an appropriate vector to let out your anger? And you have found me to be that appropriate vector, even if you are misguided. I literally remember you getting your ass eaten on Twitter for saying Jill Stein's a grifter, Lamau simply unwinnable. Yeah. It's particularly funny since if you actually had those views and beliefs people say you have, people wouldn't go after you so much. I don't get it. I especially don't get it because time and time again, I maintained the dangers of Donald Trump winning the election, which is precisely the reason why I wanted Kamala Harris to actually get her shit together and run a good campaign. She failed to do so. And not only that, but the Democrats have completely given up on trying to obstruct the current process. I was annoyed at your commentary on it because I didn't find it particularly helpful, but it's not incorrect, and you're not a you are a political commentator, not a party lackey. Yeah, there are plenty of people in here who disagreed with me at the time, who were very upset. There were a lot of people in my community that were very upset, that thought, like, you don't understand, Kamala Harris is actually great. They tried to outflank the Democrats over and over again. They tried to outflank the Democrats over and over again and try to make arguments that the Democrats themselves were not presenting. And I kept repeating to them, if Kamala Harris does not actually come out with these messages that you're claiming she's coming out with in this chat, she's going to lose. And lo and behold, that's what happened. And I think plenty of people understood that. Plenty of people in this community understood that. They were like, all right, you know what? I didn't agree with you at the time, but I admit that you were right. But let's not act like you would have been in the moral wrong if you had actually shout on Harris and praised Stein. No, I think Jill Stein is not like a competent nor serious political actor. It wasn't because I wanted to subtly defend Kamala Harris. It's just my opinion. But if you truly are a progressive person and you think in this moment, this community that will always defend trans people, women's rights, and all marginalized people, if you think that this community is your enemy and not the much larger, much louder right-wing content creators, I don't know what to tell you. This entire space online is dominated by the right. So when people say like Hasan has no dissent, Hasan has no competition or dissenting opinions on Twitch, you're delusional. You're just wrong. Asmongold is the largest political content creator on this platform. It's not me. It's Asmongold. He is currently the largest political commentator on the platform, and he's right-wing. There were a lot of people that tried to get me deplatformed right before the election. And they specifically did it because, you know, they had some petty grievances that their content creators had with me that they wanted to, you know, get a good dunk on. I'm talking about the Pastini community. And what's really interesting about this is that in spite of that, even though Twitch did actually respond by blacklisting my stream, there were still 314,000 people in here watching on the night of the election coverage with 7.5 million viewers over the VOD. And we looked at the numbers, and in the top 10 live streamers on election day coverage, I was the only person I was the only progressive voice in the top 10. Really reconsider if I'm your enemy, or if someone has basically tried to present things completely out of context to make you feel like I'm your enemy. Anyway.